Dstv Premiership action returns after the window for international matches. We are here in Claremont this afternoon. Welcome everyone to the Sugar 8 Tulu Stadium, where Kaizer Chiefs come in desperate search of a positive result. 3 matches in a row without scoring a goal. A 5-0 aggregate defeat to their arch rivals Orlando Pirates in the MTN8. They're up against Golden Arrows, unbeaten so far in the league this season. A side who've got 2 away draws and a home victory over Supersport United in their 3 matches played so far. Chiefs, of course, have had 3 extra games with their participation in the MTN8, and historically, Arrows do struggle against Kaizer Chiefs. The home team have won only 5 times in 32 past meetings between these 2 clubs. They've lost 19 times to Chiefs, but it is worth pointing out that Arrows have won 2 of the last 3 home games. Mandla Nkazi is in charge, and he's got off to a bright start. Assistant for Steve Compella last couple of seasons. Coach himself in his own right briefly at Maritzburg United a couple of seasons ago, and he's up against the country's most experienced coach. This is game number 862 for Gavin Hunt, but he has had brighter starts to his career in the past. Yeah, come the 2 sides. Olani Kinder is our referee today, leading them out onto the pitch. Brian Mate is alongside me as our expert analyst. And well, Brian, if there's ever a side in desperate need of a victory, it's got to be Kaizer Chiefs.
You're absolutely right, Mark. They desperately need to get that result. It will be good for the confidence and the mood in the camp. So it's important for them to try and grind out the result away from home. That's going to be very difficult for them up against a team that, in as much as you meant that Chiefs have got a good record, but they don't make it easy for the opponents coming out to play at the stadium.
Well, these days the teams come out separately. First Arrows, the hosts, then Kaizer Chiefs. You can see being led out by Tumuleng Kune, who is restored to the starting lineup for today's encounter. We will introduce you to the 2 sides. Brian, of course, will run through the tactical options as well. We can mention that it's been a very warm and muggy day here in Durban, but it's suddenly turned a little bit overcast, and there is the threat of some rain overhead. So let's introduce you to the 2 sides. Arrows' last game was a 1-1 draw away against Baroka. Just 2 changes made by the coach. Divine Lunga, the Zimbabwean fullback, is suspended, so Kombela comes in as a natural switch there at left back. And Makobela picks up a groin injury, and he will be replaced by Vela Ndwandwe. The team picture, and now the formation with Brian Mate.
Well, they're a team that always want to build from the back, but he will be Matiani and Sibisi in that center defense for them. They should not pull the strings, but it is key to look at the Gumede, who is a part of the team in terms of the attack for them.
On the other side, Kaizer Chiefs today will be wearing their change strip of blue. They have made a raft of changes after their defeats at the hands of Orlando Pirates in the second leg of the MTN8 semi-final. Just 4 players retaining their place from that game: Cardoso, Biliat, Manyama and Castro. Matoho was red carded, so lots of changes in the defense. That Sunday is back, Kune is back, Flosler out injured, Sussman and Blom both dropped, as is Bernard Parker. And there's a new name on the subs bench there that you might not recognize, Daryl Macheke. From the MDC side, he is a 20-year-old centre-back, but Gavin Hunt says he likes the look of him as a potential defensive midfielder.
If you're low on confidence, what is important is to defend well. The last line of defense, the experience of Itumeleng Kune is going to be key in that defense to get the organization to be better. There is Cardoso and Gezana. Patela gets to play on the right hand side. The experience of Katsande will come through. I think the combination of Castro and Biliat will rely on Ngobo and Manyama to give them the supply.
Once again, we remember all the victims of this COVID pandemic that we are living through, and we are also sending our thanks and best wishes out to those in the front line working in the hospitals around the country. So Olani Kunda is the man in charge of today's encounter. Very experienced side as far as the referees are concerned, put out for today's encounter. Zakele Siwela, World Cup linesman on the near side, and Lalelani Ngadi will be the linesman on the far side. Chiefs, as we mentioned, in the blue, defending the goal to the right-hand side. Arrows looking to keep up their bright start to the season here. It's a side who've perhaps not shown the consistency that goes with their potential, but on their day, Brian Martin, they can certainly pull up a surprise.
You're absolutely right, but I think they need to get away from that zone of surviving and then create the mentality of winning things, getting to the top 8. Getting to the top 4, that's a mind shift that they need to start building up, and it's a big one, of course, for the man who's in charge, Manda.
We're underway here, arrows in the green and yellow, and starting straight away with the possession turned over to Zulu. Still kept in play though, and also will give Kune an early touch. Arrows last season finished 11th, where Kaizer Chiefs are in the early season standings at the moment. Season before that, Arrows were 10th, and then had 2 successive top 8 appearances. Castro chasing the first attempt at attack by Kaizer Chiefs. Throw in from Dube, but also with a header back to Karma Billiat. As support from Zulu on the left. Nomo, youngster whose number of starts in the team still in single digits, looking to set up an opportunity way out over onto that far right hand side, ball in, and they'll get the first corner of the game.
It's a promising move. They look balanced. There is Zulu on the left hand side, there is Nomo. I'm mentioning these players because of the crosses that just the cross that just delivered, and with the option of Mundeko. So Castro will be the target man, and so will Kamapidia just inside that box.
Lebogang Manyama has gone across to take it. Katsunde comes forward. We've seen him score in the derbies before from set pieces. Good ball too from Manyama. In the end, skipper Matiani with the initial clearance and has moved forward. Some relief for Arrows. Dube in picture there was called up to the Bafana squad over this last week, and recognition of his longevity in the league, and credit for a real workman-like player, one of the elder statesmen now here at Arrows.
Deserved that sort of call-up. He's been working very hard. He's actually improved his game. He was more defensive-minded, but under the coaching that he got from Manda and Coach Steve Compare has helped his game in terms of attack.
Now Conco away on the right-hand side, plays it in. That's a very good chance for Arrows to open the scoring, and a bit of a wild effort from Gumede. Gumede scored in his very first game at the beginning of last season, and then didn't get a goal again until the Nedbank Cup in February. Only 2 goals last season, and that perhaps explains why.
But how about this being a game of seconds, quickly getting into the Chiefs up, unlocking that defense, and just needed to be on target. Look at Congo, peripheral vision, and he spots that man that should not get that shot on target. It's a good move.
Through the legs of Willa Katsunde, Manyama retrieves it. Bit of an errant pass there from Katsunde. A little ring rusty at the moment, having not played in the last game. No longer playing for Zimbabwe either. He's retired from international football after the last African Cup of Nations. No way through for Dube. That's good work from Zulu. Now, can he get the crosses? Castro waits. Manyama's there as well. Marusna with some excellent defending.
That's a tiniest one. Doesn't commit to slide tackles pretty often, but he had to get that one right. Good tempo to this game. End-to-end stuff. Zulu very influential on the left-hand side for Chiefs.
Zulu only started 2 games last season for Kaizer Chiefs. This is already his 3rd start of this campaign, so getting much more football under Gavin Hunt. Dube with the near post clearance. Now Zulu again. Manyama, Billiards. It was well read and retrieved by Mordi. Kune does like to come out and sweep at times, and to good effect on that occasion. Here is Cardoso, given away. This is the new striker Mordi, signed from Pitongati at the beginning of the season. He's played every game so far. New addition to the squad, who coach Ligazi reckons is a talent to look out for in the future.
Easy players with good touches and good vision.
First time we're seeing him on the Dstv Premiership transmission. So a chance for you to make up your mind at home whether Arrows have done some good business in the marketplace there.
Well, they've had a good start. So it is good for the confidence of the squad that they're building.
Arrows starting this afternoon in 5th place on the league table. One of the unbeaten sides still remaining. Remember, there are 2 other games kicking off at the same time. Black Leopards and Maritzburg United together have lost all their games so far this season. Leopards with a coaching change as well already. Maritzburg have lost 4 if you include the MTN8 defeat against Kaizer Chiefs in the quarterfinal. Kune out again. The other match this afternoon is Stellenbosch at home to Chippa United. All kicking off at 3:30. We'll endeavour to keep you updated with scores from those particular encounters. 6 o'clock tonight, Pirates and Supersport United live, of course, on your World of Champions. And at 8:15, Swallows against TS Galaxy.
He says it is not skillful. He was skillful there, but he's got caught.
Strong header away from Sibisi. Cardoso looking to take it away. Parusta now getting a Coco away. The grass is a little bit heavy, so it's stuck nicely for him. Teasing his way against Cardoso. Now gets the cross end to the back post. A little bit strong, but still alive. Shot into the danger zone, and Gumede looking to get a touch in there. Kune away quickly. His distribution remains top class. Billiards too strong for Zulu.
Has a problem already on the Chiefs side. They look good attacking with Zulu going forward, but there's weaknesses when Koto is one-on-one against Cardoso, because he's always bringing in the crosses on that right-hand side. So they need to find a way of creating that balance defensively on this left-hand side, Chiefs.
Well, Chiefs' defensive problems have been well documented over the last couple of weeks. 5 across the back today with 3 centre-backs and Mpachlele right in the middle there, which is probably now going to be his future role. Maybe the legs are not that strong anymore in the fullback position. Here he comes, Ingezana and Cardoso next to him, and then Zulu and Moleko pushing up as wingbacks. Novo, Manyama straight into Miliat. It's a tight angle. Good strong defending. Now surely a foul by Manyama. Welcome to the big show, he says to Mordi.
Gotta be strong. I realize that Gavin Hans is shifted more onto the right hand side over Manyama. And he had to do that purely because he was caught for pace there. And made a good run.
There's lots of debate about whether Manyama should play as a wide man or is more effective coming through the middle. There's all sorts of different opinion about that.
Well, let's talk about him playing in the middle, and was he ever effective under Eric Tinkler at Cape Town City? He was very effective, because I think he's much more of a player who enjoys the bigger picture of the field as opposed to the narrow one which is on the right hand side. And he hasn't been that effective for me playing on that right hand side. But then again, Kevin has got a different strategy.
You remember too him playing through the centre and scoring a goal against Orlando Pirates in Derby.
Yes, and he had got the
from
ball
outside the range.
And that's why he's much more effective for me.
Little communication breakdown there for Arrows. Parustak with the last touch goes wide of the left back Kombela. Desire taking no chances. He'll find Kune again in this sweeper role. Potso Moleko on the right.
So there are a couple of positions which are up for the taking. The right hand side where first line is very
Lovely little ball through for Tomo from Castro, and it just got away from him.
Sometimes you got to just think first. It doesn't mean a second touch. Just take it first time shot. It could have been a better option for him. Just that touch allowed the Arrows defense to recover.
Well, in these early stages, Chiefs certainly look a confident bunch. A bit more confident than Arrows, who of course come into this game unbeaten. Maybe looking for opportunities on the counter in these early stages and keep it nice and solid at the back.
I also think you're mentioning the wing backs that Kevin Hart is using. Part of them being comfortable in that they've got 3 centre backs, which creates some comfort zone for them and the ability to start attacking.
Now Shitolo, little ball forward. They certainly do know how to move it swiftly up. That's a good strong challenge by Gezana. Looking for Ngobo, back again with Arrows. Mordi loses out to Manyama, who in turn hands it over to Gumede. Now some good running from Dube on this right hand side. By the way, it's his 100th start in League and Cup matches for Arrows this afternoon. Chiefs very quickly applying the squeeze. Matiani just trying to calm things down.
Very experienced player. He's seen it all with every relegation. And John Bartlett, of course, is part of that coaching that got them to graduate back into the PSL. So he's a very experienced defender.
Only spent 1 season down in the second tier, Arrows, after their relegation. They were straight back up again. Castro up against Matiani. Now Billiat on the right. Castro speeding in. Castro looking to get a touch. Mwana makes the save. This young man in goal for Arrows was in action for South Africa's number 23 side in Saudi Arabia. Saved a penalty in one of those 2 friendlies that David Loptwani's team played over the last 10 days or so.
It was a tricky ball there that had to come out quick as you can to dominate and to sense the danger. He did well, that's piece of Luana.
Kombelo on the left-hand side. He's had his injury problems over the years. Gets his chance today because Divine Lunga got a red card against Baroka in the last match.
Under pressure to give a divine performance on the left-hand side.
Now Billiat. That's a big, strong challenge. Kama Billiat was rubbing shoulders with the likes of Riyad Mahrez over the last week or so. Zimbabwe losing in Algeria, but then drawing in Harare. They were 2-0 down at one stage and got a good draw there. Yes, Sulu at the back post. The best of service inside. Lumwana looking to play the ball out quickly and get Arrows onto the front foot. Red by Chiefs. Now Gumede. Mordi is the intended recipient. When he gets there, got a fair amount of pace about him.
I like the details of this game and how both teams are trying to apply it. I mean, look at Golden Arrows, they don't waste time in terms of pulling from the back, but they're quick to get the ball into the opponent's half and put them under pressure.
This was that earlier opportunity for Chiefs to build up the header in from Zulu.
But watch out of this, because they then counter-attack from that point.
Luana was so quick to get this upfield.
He was. It's because of his awareness and the distribution as well. Not happy. End product.
Well, I think the ball in from Zulu could have offered a bit more. In the meantime, it's Arrows who will show us what they've been working on the training field as far as set pieces are concerned. They've got numbers forward as well, including the two big centre backs, Sidisi and Matiani, and Kude to the rescue. Great corner. Put him under immediate pressure, dealt with it well.
On target, just putting him under so much pressure, but good goalkeeping there from Itumeleng Khune.
Villiers. Little slip there from Villiers. Possession turned over again.
And part of me that thinks that he changed his mind a couple of times. It went wrong.
It always happens when you've got one or two options.
Yes, it's a very difficult moment for you, because one, you've got to be aware of the pressure that you're getting from the opponent, and you've got to identify that gap. And if you change your mind, I always say, if you change your mind, it's go wrong.
Yes.
He looks frustrated on the bench there.
Well, that's a big game for him. Needs to get his side back up and winning again. Castro with a push.
It's a good save. Going on to the far post, back pedal, kept his eyes on the ball.
Manyama, and was that a foul? And we'll have a little bit of time off now for some treatment. The medical men are on very quickly. It's Pachere, who's the Chiefs player, who's down.
Well, it's that sort of ball where, as a goalkeeper, you are forced to come out. Well, you look at the timing in terms of you get it to the end of that ball from Ramasen Pachere. There's nothing wrong with both players did there. Always a tricky ball. Played with some power. The goalkeeper had to come out. And so did Rama.
Well, the first priority this afternoon for Chiefs surely must be scoring a goal. If they failed to score today, they would have gone 4 matches then without a goal in all domestic competitions, league and cup. That's something that's not happened to them since October 2007. Mushin Etegol was the coach then. And the assistant coach today, Arthur Zwane, was playing in that streak.
Well, talk about Tazwani had a conversation with Julian and Shepard. I was saying to them, the team is not playing enough crosses. Maybe they should be given the opportunity. Shepard on the left-hand side, Zwani on the right-hand side. But interestingly, he mentioned the fighting spirit that has to come out of the players. They understand they are under pressure. Is that soldier mentality that has to come out to find out the result.
There'll be lots and lots of fans watching them this afternoon, that's for sure, live here on Your World of Champions. Subisi back. And Shitolo just dropping back to help the two centre-backs. He will be played mostly as a midfielder this season, by arrows, although we know, of course, he's competent as a centre-back as well. It was good to see Gladwin Chitolo, in fact, called up for Bafana, not for this series of matches, but he played in that friendly against Namibia in October, made his debut for the country at the age of 31. So if you keep going, there's still a chance to get to the highest level.
Never stop performing, there's always someone watching, and it paid off for him. And if as you say, he's played at centre-back for Pirates, and proving to be quite an acquisition as well for Golden Arrows to be competent in that midfield. He's going to have it tough up against Kama Billiard.
Now you might think 31 puts him in line to be the oldest player to ever win his first cap for South Africa, but by no means. Your ex-colleague Bashan Mashlanga was 35 when he played for South Africa for the very first time. It was admittedly towards the end of his career, and had we been in international football before that, he would have had lots more caps, but he will hold the record, and I doubt it will ever be broken.
I think he's forgotten that. He's just taken a note of what you just said. He's written it down, because I know he's watching his games.
Now here they come, arrows, dealt with by Pachere for the moment. Zulu gets it forward. Chitolo to Dube. Pressure from Ngomo, and it's going to be Chiefs' ball. Cardoso being done there by Ndwandwe, and twice. And almost a third time.
A very skillful player, but it also comes with the understanding of defenders. When you get into that sort of area, they start panicking and want to commit to early tackles.
Dube takes it quickly. Now here they come, all inside, looking for Gubede. Pachere clears it away.
Impressive defense from Chiefs. They quickly regrouped and get organized to deal with the crosses. They get bypassed from time to time on the right hand side and the left hand side, but with the three centre backs that they have, there's enough cover.
Now everyone is back in that penalty area except for Carmabilia to ensure that they keep the goal intact. Parusta, no way through for him. Inside again, good stretch from Kune. Tumalin Kune turned 33 this June, so by goalkeeping standards he's got a long way ahead of him still. He's had his injury problems over the last couple of seasons, lost his place in the national side, and last season he only played 6 games. His total for Chiefs is coming up to 340.
I think part of the problems that happens for him is because of his level of fitness. Remember, he's been out and there's been issues with his fitness. At some point he was over that.
Konko now. Cardoso is beaten again. It was Zulu who came to the rescue. Zulu got ahead of Parusta, who manages to scramble it back. The possession's been turned over quite easily between these two sides. Normal. Battle of the little bag in the middle there.
The other one is hardcore punishment.
Now, chance to turn, get the shot in, and it is off target from Ndwandwe.
How many times have they gotten into that sort of area and still cannot hit the target? And it should be a worrying thing for Chiefs, because they have created a few of these chances, golden arrows, and it is Ndwandwe who can't get that shot on target. Unmarked, has the ball, but way off target.
My apologies, it was Konko.
causing problems.
He's scored only one goal in his career, Brian, so far for Arrows, and that was against Kaizer Chiefs in the Nedbank Cup a couple of seasons ago.
Well, the one man that when he took the ropes to become a coach, official coach, when that was when Steve Compella left to go join the Chiefs, and he had to take over the team against Chiefs. That was his first game as a coach.
That's right.
Reminded him that, and he says, "Wow, what a memory!" And very short after taking over from the same Steve Compella, he gets to play against Chiefs.
5-3 it was on that occasion, his first game in charge. In fact, Maesburg, if memory serves me correctly, looked very good in the first half and were leading. The Chiefs had to fight their way back. He had only 5 games in charge of Maesburg in that little stint. He was perhaps due a few more. They seemed to pull the trigger on him a little bit too hastily, but went back to working his way under the guidance of Steve Compella. Gets his chance now again as a head coach, and you will be better prepared. You would have learned more lessons. I'm sure he's going to have a fruitful career as head coach now in the Dstv Premiership.
You learn every day, and short stints of being a coach, pressure on you, and then you step back, and somebody comes in, take over, and now you've been thrown again into the deep end. There's more maturity on his side.
Combello handing possession back to Chiefs. Billiards. Low ball, little touching here for Zulu. Doesn't get past Dube, who looks to steam, or that's Sabisi rather, looks to steam his way up. Little warning for Zulu from the referee. Olani Quinda comes from CBC.
For the off position, that's what you do. That's the best thing to do to defend.
Now, a chance to turn for Lobo, looks up. One of his options. Inside to Castro, doesn't find the man.
Lobo has got good touches, but I think he needs to make up his mind as quick as possible, because it's a bit of a frustration for Castro, because there was a point where he had made himself available, but he chose to have 1 or 2 more touches.
There he is again, and gets caught one more time. Gets the free kick though. Now Castro quickly to Zulu. Manyama in some space. Castro looks to be offside and is.
They were definitely offside.
Well, they'll be happy with that, Chiefs. Good build-up.
Yeah, that's good build-up, and the passes were quite heavy. But he was definitely offside there, Castro. Then that pass was more intended for Kamabilia as opposed to Castro, who had pulled off a little bit early.
I'd be a little irritated if I was the coach and Castro going offside there.
But again, we were mentioning how effective he can be, Manyama. You know, when he plays more that number 10 role as opposed to playing wide. You can see now linking up for Kamabilia and Castro.
Long ball here, looking for Conco and asking far too much of him. There's the attacks from Arrows, mostly down the left-hand side with the new man, Combello.
With a strong balance there, trying to put pressure on Muleko. Not too many from Conlo operating on this right-hand side. And then look daily to the middle as well.
Arrows missing Danny Piri, the Zimbabwean international. He's had a long-term injury. They also bought Omani from Chippa United. He's struggling at the moment with a groin injury. And the big absentee today is Makubela, who played every single game of last season. Also struggling with a groin injury. That's why Ndwandu is in the lineup for today's game. Parusla cuts that out. Shitolo brings Dube into the equation. Good early ball, read by Cardoso. Lights are on here in Durban. It is increasingly overcast. We're on the hills in Claremont, overlooking the city. Sibisi does well. Such a talented centre-back, Sibisi. A little bit of drizzle now as well. It's going to make that pitch even heavier. Ndwandwe gets it inside. He's looking for Gumede. Kune claimed that efficiently too. Well, the lights are on. We're also at the half-hour mark of this game. Chiefs have had the ball in the back of the net, but Castro was offside. Good turn. Normal, that's a dangerous tackle. And he tried to take the free kick quickly, but the referee lost that little word with Shitolo. Well, the young man was really hacked down there by Shitolo, and no surprise that the yellow card came out. First one of the afternoon. There could be no complaints about that.
He's up against tough players. The lady care for him is put under pressure.
Wanyama's left it for Nobo, and that's easily cleared away.
Happens when you're rusty. Not the best distribution from Itigen and Kuni.
Now Zulu again. He's been the most impressive for Kaizer Chiefs so far. Castro backing away into Nobo. Pass was a little bit shy for Zulu.
Just a few elements of his game that he needs to work on. Good decision to spot the runner, Zulu, on this left-hand side. Not the best pass. But the more he gets involved in the game, it's good for his confidence.
Well, you wonder if there isn't the option going to Gavin Hunt's mind of someone like Bernard Parker coming on in the second half and allowing Wanyama to go more central. But Nobo needs to impress now in these final 50 minutes or so before half-time.
You're right to say, I think Bennett is much more suitable as an impact player as opposed to someone that can start the game. He will offer you what you're talking about, these nice little combination plays.
Billiat and Zulu again. Very busy down the left. Gavin Hunt up and down like a caged lion on the touchline. Castro, Billiat. Well, we've got the C and the B of the old CBD here. But the G for goal still has to come. There's Castro. Nobo. Given away to Parusna. Now, Arrows just having a little bit of a break here. They've been very quick on the counter, playing the press as well. Now, it's one of those moments in the game where the players just bring the heart rate down a bit, looking for options. Sibisi, Castro breathing down his neck. Luana,
tend to do is to play the high press game, and at some point you take the foot off the pedal to regroup a little bit.
Chiefs happy to let Arrows have the ball for the moment. Combello now, looking up front for Gumede. Pachele. Sure you're to see a lot more of him in the central defensive role. Pachele again. Zulu giving chase. Dube under a bit of pressure. Nicely done by Dstv, but only as far as normal. That was a good interception. Now Castro. Oh, it's helter-skelter at the moment, Brian. There's some, well, Cardoso burning in the referee, but it's actually Chiefs ball. Zulu. Castro with a header! He was unmarked, he was leaning back, didn't get the power, but the accuracy was not far from the opening goal.
Much better quick thinking from Chiefs. Have to restart the game, and the delivery as well, exquisite. There was a point where I thought there is no option for Zulu, but Castro made amends, quickly got into that box. Great header. Was denied there by that crossbar. What a ball from Zulu. That's playing to the strength of Castro. Oh, but looks sharper as well. And he intercepted that ball in the middle.
Is out and collects. The new signing from Argentina for Stellenbosch, a player called Junior Mendieta has scored. And they are leading Chipper United by a 1-0 in the Winelands. It's Leopards 0, Maritzburg 0 in the other match. Here we await the first goal as well.
Remember the game we did against them, Robert Solos, we were talking about this Argentinian that's coming. At some point I thought that some guy coming there.
Well, he's got a good name to live up to. Yeah. Different style of player, I think.
Of course.
Normal. Now Zulu. Wanyama with a dummy, and it just got away from Billiard. Now Gumede. Chitolo, they'll build it up on their left with Combello and with Momodi. Slowing it down again. Well, we're heading rapidly towards the end of the first half. This first 38 odd minutes has flown by.
And I think Chiefs has upped their tempo, their game has improved, the defense has done very well, competitive in the midfield, they've created better chances, not many, and they look much more organized compared to another team that had a good start, created 2 chances, haven't managed to hit the target. There's a passionate man here, Jack, who's the kid manager, he's also giving instructions. That's how passionate Jack is.
Jack's come from Investments along with Dylan Shepard and Gavin Hunt.
And look at that heavy body, he's got good touches.
Wanyama. Billiat now, the pace of Billiat. Castro waits in the middle. Here comes the cross. Castro attacks. Mulungwana, to his credit, kept his eye on the ball. Wasn't the neatest of pickups, but effective, yes.
Yeah. But here's a worrying thing for me. Kama had to wait for a couple of seconds for him to eventually get, the options in the box. And it took Castro to bypass Zulu and you have Novo to get to the end of that box.
That's Chiefs ball. And again, this time Wanyama fouled. Wanyama, of course, on national team duty, so he's had a bit more football in his legs than most of the other players on the park here today. Kama Briat as well would have played and travelled. They'll be a little bit weary, one would fancy, later on in the game. Just warming everyone up off the bench as well. I think more just to keep the limbs a little bit warm. It's chilling a bit. And there you can see by that picture the rain now beginning to fall. I did anticipate this, Brian, and packed a rain jacket for myself, but I've left it in the car, so
it doesn't help.
It doesn't help.
I must say you made great strides. I've been with you in situations where it's been very cold and you had a jacket which you left at the hotel room.
Moving from the hotel to the car, but still not into the commentary box. Now, Tarisna. Sounds like a bit of thunder in the background as well. Lomo now, lovely ball in for Billiat. Billiat just got away from him. Chiefs picking up all of these second balls now. Zulu, Castro, Zulu again. He needed not to challenge for that. He probably needed a bit of a call there from Combero.
I think the left-hand side has been very effective for Chiefs in terms of bringing their crosses to engage Castro, Kama, Billiat. I think when you look at Zulu and Novo going forward, there's a great improvement there.
Wanyama to take it again. Castro up there, Cardoso as well, Katsande. All add some power and strength into the set piece. Arrows have got every single player back in the box. They want to go into the break. Level tagging, here it comes, Wanyama. Good strong header from Sibisi. Normal. Chance, flags down, and it will be a corner. I think that's a super save.
How about the pass itself from Normal? Look at that first touch. Nice little chip there, good positioning there. That's Ramakan Patele.
And kudos to Mulungwana. He's got a Kune look about him. Physically, the two of them pretty much the same body shape. Now Zulu again. He has another cross. Mulungwana with a spectacular punch away. Zulu. Is that a foul? Referee says no.
I didn't think so either. But I'm sure we could have different views, but how about this chance here?
Excellent save. You can see why this young man could be heading to the Olympic Games as the first choice goalkeeper for South Africa.
Made his body bigger there. Last time I saw this man score a goal on that particular, on the right hand side for Chiefs, they were playing against his former team, Mamelodi Sundowns, more like a grass cutter, got it right. And Spiso Bluman had a fantastic save.
Needs some treatment.
Should be okay.
There are 4 goalkeepers on the books and arrows this season. They've still got Maxim Bayeva, the ex-Namibian #1. They've got Edmond Sibanda, the Zimbabwean international as well. And also Kosi Gumede. So they're all pushing Lungwana. He's the youngest of the lot, and he's been the first choice so far this season.
Well, I guess it also instills some confidence in whoever is part of the team to say it's not about the experience of the keeper and the stature, but it's about working hard. You'll be noticed and you will be rewarded for your efforts and training.
Katsande now looking for billiards. We're in stoppage time at the end of the first half. 1 minute only to be added on. You've had several stoppages for injury. It should be a little bit longer, you would fancy.
Yeah, I think Chiefs should be credited for the defensively. Congo was a problem for them in the stages. They seem to have closed that gap on that right-hand side.
Dube cuts it out. One back by Katsande. Nice touch from Noble to Billiat. Here comes Manyama. Castro to his right. Ball inside. He's on goal. Castro! Saved by Murungwana. Keeper is standing between Chiefs and their first goal in 4 matches. 2 super saves in the space of as many minutes.
We're about to witness good movement on and off the ball. The weight of the pass, that's the man that we said is going to be very influential. Leboha Manyama set up Castro so nicely, but give it to the man. Spiso Blumwana. Castro was set up. You've done everything ever so right. That's good goalkeeping. But what a move from Chiefs.
Well, as we watch that, the half-time whistle has gone, so the 2 coaches will take the teams into the respective change rooms, and we can expect, I'm sure, a couple of shifts in formation, perhaps in personnel, when we come out for the second half. But Mlungwana, big part of this game so far, with 2 wonderful saves just before the half-time break, which means that Golden Arrows and Kaizer Chiefs remain level packing here in Claremont. It's 0-0 at half-time.
With the Outsurance Funeral Plan, you can get cash benefits for the things that matter to you. SMS Funeral to 38202 for a quote.
Persons under the age of 18. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
Namutse, the deep sleeper, the big dreamer. His Saturday began just like any other. Katiski, detectives, what a geleza. Starting lineup, why Foster? He sees the game better than others. Second day began like any other. It ended like this.
Beautifully, red place, red time, and City lead in the derby.
This before for us as players. We count this in the same level as the rest now.
History is on the line. It's another incentive and extra motivation to play best. So I'm looking forward to it.
Love it all. Natively only on Supersport. Proudly brought to you by Prudential Investment Managers.
South Africa versus England on Supersport on Dstv, your home of sport.
Remember how we used to fill up our green room parties, man?
Imagine if we could do it over again. Like this year? Never gonna happen.
Yeah, all the hunters. Sending the invite. Virtual turn up is going live. I'm going back in, guys. It's in there.
Try new Hunters Red Apple, not for persons under the age of 18. Don't drink and drive. Arrive alive.
Alright, first 45 minutes out at the Sugar Red Stadium. No goals between Golden Arrows and Kaizer Chiefs. Jimmy, what did you make of the first 45 minutes, especially as we look at those numbers, the stats?
I think it's a well-controlled game from an Arrows perspective. They 55% ball possession. It shows you that their ball retention is much better than Chiefs at this point in time. Not really a lot of shots on target. True for Chiefs, so it just shows you that there's still potential for an improvement for both teams in the second half.
Thank you for communicating with us using the hashtag DSTVPrem. Really enjoying your tweets. Joshua Mulodzi says, we will suffer the consequences of missing open chances. Unbelievable. Not sure who Joshua was talking about. Maybe applicable to both sides, Stigger, because it was Golden Arrows that had the first go at goal.
Yeah, they're playing off the front foot. They took advantage of a shaky Kaizer Chiefs defense in the beginning, but then Chiefs became more solid, and you could see in I think it was the 3rd minute, just catching them very split. You'd expect the 3-man defense to be a bit more compact, and a wayward attempt there from Gumede.
So easy, it seemed, for Arrows to split them open.
Yeah, I think also because there isn't enough pressure on the ball, that transition from attack to defense, there isn't enough pressure on the ball because the players are already playing away from each other when they attack, too far away from each other, the distances are not that good. And also how they are broken that easily, it means the rest defense, with playing with one setter, it means it's easy for them to be split apart. But if you have 2 setters there, because already you don't have out-and-out fullbacks, that's why it's so easy for them to be cracked open like that.
They had a couple of chances very early on. Here's one, Jimmy, that we're looking at from Tonto.
Yeah, no, I think, once again, those turnovers where Chiefs give possession away, we spoke about that it is important to retain possession. Now they give possession away. They have found one thing in the back. Unfortunately, that for Tonto couldn't get it on target, but it speaks to exactly what you said. They lose possession so cheaply, and they're going to get punished in the process.
Yeah, the turnovers, actually from both sides, but initially so much more from Kaizer Chiefs, really costly, as Jimmy's mentioned this.
And the stats have showed it that Arrows is leading with possession, and in terms of the quality on the ball, is certainly Arrows are showing that they are more confident, they're putting it down. Yes, most of the play is in the middle of the park, and I think a bit of a contributor to losing possession, and this is not excuses, is the pitch is not in good condition. It's very heavy, very difficult for players to move, especially Kaizer Chiefs moving up to Durban, to KZN, and Arrows would be a bit more comfortable on that pitch.
Yeah, just taking a look then at some of those patches that you had mentioned, both yourself, Jimmy, and actually Coach Shorty was also talking about the state of the pitch. But Somebody on Twitter here, Mr. Buffalo, has said, impressed with Zulu's contributions. This led to a chance for Castro.
Yeah, these are the crosses that you are talking about. You don't wait to get free and be able to see clearly who's there. You just need to play a directed cross. This is a quality cross coming in. I think they are unlucky for Castro that he couldn't rise higher than the ball so that he's able to direct it across a goal so that he can go into open net. But this is what he needs to do every time he gets into those positions. And as well, it cannot just be Castro that runs in there to attack those crosses. You need more bodies in there to be able to go for the first ball, second ball.
Must be a little bit of a positive for Kaizer Chiefs fans watching this. Stiga and Jimmy as well. Sifiso Mlungwana involved very heavily towards the end of the first half, just denying them. Stiga?
Yes, Chiefs growing in confidence, and Jimmy did mention it earlier with Zulu bringing the balls early.